brackets. Earlier today, Gonzaga defeating UC Irvine in comeback fashion to advance. They'll wait the winner of tonight's nightcap. Good evening, everybody. And shots joined by my broadcast partner. That's Mike Tebow, general manager of the Washington Mystics. All right, similar styles. And to quote Mike Tebow, the three-pointers are going to be flying out of this building.
Yes, they are. The game features two teams with a very similar offensive style. They like to get up and down the court. As you said, the three ball will be flying. Between these two teams, they have 9 players that shoot over 38% from the three-point line. But we're going to start with the top player that everybody's looking for in this game.
Part of our Xfinity most reliable player. Take it away, Mike. I think I know where you're going.
Well, for Utah, it starts with Alyssa Peely. She's one of the most unique post players in the country. At 6 feet, she gets comfortable at all 3 levels. On the block, at the three-point line, and is a great facilitator from the high post. She's a Pac-12 first-teamer and a future WNBA draft pick. The offense goes through her. On the South Dakota side, you look to Brooklyn Meyer, a 6'3" post player who was both the Summit League Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. That's a rarity. It will be interesting to see which of these two stars can get the edge in this key matchup.
South Dakota State, one of the best mid-majors in the country. They believe without a doubt, and they're no stranger to the NCAA tournament. Utah coming off a Sweet 16 appearance just last year. They're NCAA veterans as well. We are set for a good one. Great shot and scene here at the McCarthy Athletic Center on the campus of Gonzaga. 12th-seeded South Dakota State taking on 5th-seeded Utah. First-round action here in Spokane. Should be a dynamite game. Let's take a look at our Regional 4 in Portland pod bracket, if you will. Earlier today, Gonzaga coming from 11 down to defeat UC Irvine to advance to the second round. They will face the winner of this Utah-South Dakota State nightcap. And Mike, how did the Zags do it?
Well, first of all, UC Irvine struck first. They had an 11-point lead. They went at the rim, got Gonzaga on their heels. Gonzaga couldn't make a shot to save their life, and then Gonzaga decided to change up defensively. They went to a zone, kind of clogged the middle, got the ball out and running, and then rode the back of Yvonne Ejim, who just went off for a stretch. She was the catalyst in the first half. They got some threes to go with it, but she kept running the floor, going to the basket, getting offensive boards, and their team, everybody chipped in.
25 points, 14 boards for Ejim, and Gonzaga rolls 75-56. A look at today's starting lineups between Utah and South Dakota State, presented by Capital One. For the Jackrabbits, Paige Meyer and Byam will complement Brooklyn Meyer. For the Utes, keep your eyes on Anesh Vieta, so dynamic in the backcourt. McQueen and Johnson, veterans that the Utah Utes will depend on. So we're moments away from the starting tip. Utah in their home whites, South Dakota State in their road blues out of the Summit League. And the Jackrabbits coming in on a roll, 21-game winning streak. We are underway.
And here we go with a great point guard matchup right off the bat. As you said, Anesh Vieta and Paige Meyer. That's a good start.
And there's a great defensive presence by Jenna Johnson. She just attracts that body contact and picks up the charge going the other way.
And it's not a great start when you have your key player get an offensive foul 14 seconds into the game.
Brooklyn Meyer picks up her first, the sophomore out of Larchwood, Iowa. Dumping it inside, Peely wants to stick with it. Great hustle play by Peely, but the ball belongs to the Jackrabbits.
Well, both teams start out the game, you know, there's no secret. These are our two best post players. We're going to go to them. Each team comes up short.
Boy, I love the aggressiveness of Meyer. She just does not hesitate to go deep. Vieta picks up that foul, her first, team's first. Great look at Aaron Johnston, 24th year, winning season every single season, 8-time conference coach of the year, including the last 4 straight. And Mike, I'm just getting started about the guy. He is a rock star.
Yeah, everybody in the country that follows the game knows what he's done at South Dakota State has been remarkable. That was an interesting second play, excuse me, for Paige Meyer to take it at Vieta, because Vieta cannot afford to get in foul trouble, and she's got one already.
And Vieta can get into foul trouble, but she kind of looks over at Lynn Roberts, and Lynn says, I can't take her out. She's all I've got in terms of real live point guards.
Yeah, this has been a back and forth for 2 years based on injuries at point guard.
Tussle there with Wilkie and Brooklyn Meyer. Jump ball and the possession arrow favoring Utah. Just underway here in Spokane. The winner of this game will play Gonzaga. Wrap
Great
around
pass.
And the finish by Peely.
That duo right there, you're going to see that a lot tonight. Vieta always looking for Peely. Of course, everybody on that team looks for a Peely, but they're going to run so many plays through her.
Double team, wild pass corralled by Nelson. Paige Meyer, front rim and off, one and done, and here comes Vieta. Peely, her range increasing, makes it so dangerous for opposing teams, creating mismatches. Back rim and off, going the other way. Good board by Paige Meyer.
And for those of you who have not seen Utah play, what Peely just did, that's normal. She's their post player stepping out to the three-point line, and she is a terrific three-point shooter.
Hesitation, Paige Meyer. There's the kick, 3-ball. Not there again, one and done. Chasing it down is McQueen. Here comes Utah.
Oh.
Ooh, man, Johnson didn't realize how open she was, but they'll trade it for a 3.
They'll take it. That happens every once in a while. You don't even know your defender fell down. You just assume that they're still standing there.
That's Peely's 51st triple of the year. You got to get out and contest. And the charge is going to go against Brooklyn Meyer. She's got 2.
Both of them on charging calls. They have set it up to take away her left shoulder, and she is obliged. Now, this is the second one, but here's your key player down on the block trying to come back. They just take it away from her.
Great job by Jenna Johnson. You take one for the team. Ellie Colbeck checking in for South Dakota State. Wide open, easy 2.
And that's what we talked about at the start, Peely being a facilitator too. She can step out because of her three-point stuff. People have to come out and guard her. Now other people have chances to flash in the lane and get open. And she's a terrific passer too.
Yes, excuse me, Mike. Quick 9-1 lead for Utah. The Jacks scored the first point of the game, and then it's been 9 straight for Utah. Peely. Peely contesting. Coming out of that is Nelson.
Nice pass. And that's a big problem for Utah right now. 2 fouls on Vieta to start the game.
Boy, that's huge. So Brooklyn Meyer has 2 fouls for South Dakota State. Vieta with 2 fouls for Utah. Deja Young checking in for Utah. The travel's going to go against South Dakota State.
This is a tough decision right now for Lynn Roberts. You know, you got a point guard, you're off to a good start, and you got some rhythm to your offense, but they really don't have a lot of options behind her.
Vieta stays in. Stepping back, drilling the triple is McQueen.
Well, you couldn't, other than the foul, you couldn't ask for a better start if you're Utah.
McQueen leads this club with 62 triples. Nobody takes more deep balls than her, and she's terrific from beyond the arc. Stripped. Meyer loses it. Back rim and off. Triple try by Johnson, no good.
Aaron Johnston's showing pretty good patience. You know, the temptation when you're down like this is to call a timeout. He's letting them play through it. Didn't
Rim
get
and
the roll.
out. Yes, is Paige Meyer. Here's a good look at Reese Ross, Rapid City, South Dakota, one that got away from Coach Johnston.
Yeah, when you get up in that, there's a lot of very similar recruiting in that Minnesota, Dakotas, Iowa, Utah area, in the middle of the country. You see a lot of the same players.
On the run, South Dakota State. Nice job by Mathewitz, or excuse me, Hop.
I don't know if South Dakota State has ever been in a position where they've gotten down like this early in the game.
It's been a long time. Too far under the rim was Byam. We're going to go the other way. Good interior defense by Utah. Utah turnover. The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Early lead for Utah over South Dakota State, 12-1. Back at the McCarthy Athletic Center, South Dakota State led 1-0, and then it's been a 12-0 Utah run. We're in Spokane, first round action, Regional 4 pod in Portland. You look at this South Dakota State club, they can't get into foul trouble, Mike, because they've got such a lean bench.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, they're adding players as they've gone along. Added 2 walk-ons in November. 4 players out for the season with injuries. 2 players just missed multiple games. It's really hard. Now, if you have enough really good players in your starting lineup, then you can survive it, but you can't afford it if you're getting in foul trouble like they already did with their best player.
Well, you're in the know, and you need to know, and that was brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Thank you, Dick's Sporting Goods. Byam squares up, gives it up. Hop all the way, and she'll go to the line and one. Oh, the Rabbits needed that.
Badly. Just a good pump fake, drive it, just keep going until somebody steps in your way. Go see what happens.
Johnson picks up that foul, her first.
Well,
Team's third.
The other thing that happens when you do this too is maybe you get another one like this and all of a sudden you're going to be in the bonus, but you got to make free throws.
So 12-3. Not able to complete the three-point play for the Jackrabbits is Hop, but she does get that much-needed bucket. Young all the way in, ball blocked. Peely, who has returned to the floor, can't mop up, but the ball still in the hands of Utah. Lonnie White on the floor now for Lynn Roberts and the Utes.
Well, we've had more charges in this game than just about anything else.
That time, Deja Young.
Let's see if South Dakota State can get a little rhythm off the last play they had.
12-3. Utah with the lead. Both teams going a little cold lately, Mike. Hop did have the bucket to break the scoring drought for South Dakota State, but the Jackrabbits still trailing by a bunch.
It was a good idea that time to go right at Peely one-on-one in the post and see if he could get an easy shot. Just didn't go down. They got a great look.
Little floater, not there. Peely tries to keep it alive. No can do Mathewitz on the perimeter. South Dakota State. Hop had good luck before, but this time the travel.
Tried the same move she did before. Got caught in between.
Tomorrow, the NCAA Women's Championship second round begins on ABC with North Carolina taking on undefeated South Carolina. That's at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Then, Middle Tennessee squares off against LSU. I'm going to keep going because on ESPN, Duke, Ohio State is at noon Eastern, followed by Colorado, K-State. All games available on the ESPN app. Mike, what did I miss?
Well, you missed Peely going right to the basket. Just a good drop step, seal in the lane, gets a double team coming, but they get her on the arm before they can get better defensive possession.
That's Mathewitz, Nick, for that foul. Her first, team's third. Peely, a 2,000-point scorer over the course of her career with USC and Utah. Totally changed the tenor of this Utah club when she told Lynn Roberts, I'm coming to you.
She did. I mean, you know, you're talking about a unique person, as we talked about. She's, you know, not a traditional center. She's 6 feet, 6'1", and she can play on the perimeter, she can play inside, and she can pass.
Brooklyn Myers, playing with 2 fouls, is back on the floor. You go right at her, don't you, Mike?
I think so. I'm surprised they didn't come down and go right to the bucket.
Deja Young has to get a little clever, but blows by Meyer because Brooklyn can't afford that third foul.
She just can't.
The lead is 12 for Utah. Turnover, Jackrabbits. Here comes Young.
And Meyer had pretty good position inside, as does Johnson right now.
Nice finish by Johnson and the good look by Peely.
Again, you know, the high-low stuff that, you know, we've seen all the good teams that have an inside and an outside post player. And now in Utah's case, they have a post player that does both.
Nothing there for Mathewitz. Good board by Young. South Dakota State coming into this game on a 21-game winning streak. Roaring through conference play. Wilkie, not there.
Good box outs. Now they just got to get a couple of easy shots to go in. They've had some good looks, but they've had a couple offensive fouls, a traveling call, a missed layup. Those add up quickly. Nice pass.
Wow, from behind. Great block by Lonnie White. McQueen back onto the floor for Utah.
Well, great pass right here by Meyer. And a great block from behind. Little body contact, but that's such a great effort play. You go, I like letting that go.
Heck yeah. White subs out. Her teammates gave her a high five for that one. Aggressive take to the cup by Nelson. She'll go to the line.
Well, what they've done now, South Dakota State, is that they have gotten themselves to the bonus the rest of the way. They're just driving it at the basket. If you can convert free throws when you get to the bonus. But that's, you know, they've missed 3 straight now.
Nelson, a 91% free throw shooter.
Woo.
Wow, you gotta be kidding me. It is a rarity. That's kind of how the Jackrabbits night is going. Peely tees it up. Gobbling up that board is by him. Very good rebounder.
As we know, though, watching games the last couple days and with the three-point shot, things can change quickly.
And on cue, long ball from Colbeck. Not there, though, and trotting it up is McQueen. Wilkie, transfer from Wisconsin. Back to her 2-guard role where she is very comfortable. 4 now left in this quarter. McQueen, bam! Wow, what a way for Utah to end this first frame. 20-3, the Utes with the lead.
Use all of the clock, which is what you want to do to end the quarter. Make sure the other team doesn't have it. McQueen just waits, and all of a sudden, okay, I don't have anybody else. Knock it down. Let's go to the bench.
Now we're talking, Mr. Jackrabbit. Yeah, but it's been all Utah so far in this game. Let's check out how the Utes are fueling the run.
We kind of lied at the start about what was going to happen. McQueen took over the game, though. She got a drive to the basket. Then she decides, okay, I'll step back, get a three, and then I'll just be patient and get the last shot of the quarter so we feel good about ourselves walking to the timeout.
McQueen already with 8 points, averages about 10 a game, so what a start for her.
Yeah, you know, it's funny how early in games, when teams are so locked in on scouting reports and taking away another team's best player, how somebody else that can step up changes the flow of a game. Going back to Meyer again.
Playing with the 2 fouls, and maybe that'll get her going.
She's just got to be careful that somebody's going to try to, you know, flop in there and take a charge again on her, see if they can get a cheap one.
High pick from Peely. Ball still up for grabs. Jump ball. It'll stay with Utah as Vieta goes to the deck.
They missed what they were trying to get there. What we call a Spanish pick and roll. Peely sets the ball screen and then gets a back screen to try to get her to the basket, but there was so much traffic that never happened.
16 on the shot clock for the Utes. 20-5. We're early second quarter. Peely, the footwork and the finish.
She's so strong going across the lane and can finish with either hand. Going right back to Meyer. Ooh, she's lucky,
baby.
Very lucky.
So Meyer did not pick up the charge.
That might have made up for the first one. You know, she goes strong, very much like the first play of the game. Yeah, the arms were out first.
Yep.
Defensively for Johnson. That's the foul call.
So Johnson picks up her second. Here's Meyer, single coverage. Good hands inside by Johnson to knock it free, and here comes Wilkie.
Well, we were wondering a little bit about who would take the matchup of Meyer, and they've decided to do it with Johnson instead of Peely, and it's been pretty much effective.
Vieta throws it away. Here's Paige Meyer stepping through, short on that shot. Good interior defense. Johnson using that length.
And for Meyer, that's a tough shot on the run, that kind of floater. You know, using the glass might be a little better. Ball slipped out of Peely's hands on that one.
Paige Meyer needs 7 points for 1,000. And boy, could South Dakota State use her scoring at this point. Really nice attempt by Brooklyn. The basket didn't want it.
She's got really great footwork around the basket. She's got a nice touch off the glass. A little bad luck going right now.
Ball knocked free. Wilkie corrals it. 13 on the shot clock. Good help defense by Nelson. The drive and kick. Vieta to beat the shot clock, and she sure does.
Great patience on that position. They were trying to get Peely on pick and rolls. It wasn't there. McQueen was very patient getting it, and Vieta was ready to shoot when it comes. Sometimes late in the shot clock, you don't get yourself feet set quick enough. She did.
Vieta tries to avoid that foul. She's able to do so, but a nice take to the cup. That's Nelson.
And I think it would be good for South Dakota State to kind of go back to that a little bit. They know that she can't foul.
Great inside look. Wow, was that pretty. Johnson to Peely.
Too easy. Easier for me to say than for them to defend.
Brooklyn Meyer squares up. Quickly avoids the double team, not there. Peely grabs it. Vieta, here comes Utah. Healy throws it away.
That was too casual a play.
Splashing that home, and a huge triple for Tori Nelson.
Well, they're slowly getting a little rhythm. It's still a big lead, but they're getting a little bit of rhythm to their offense.
Play whistle dead.
So when you go inside out, you get a better look at a three. The defense is trying to help on the post. It's a long run back out to close out to the three-point line, and Nelson was catching ready, loaded to shoot.
Paige Meyer whistled for that foul. Her first, team's first. 27-10, 6:23 left to go in the second quarter. Vieta hesitates, keeps that dribble alive. Extra pass, Wilkie, front rim and off.
And a loose ball foul.
Yep.
Hustle play, but not a good foul.
So for the fourth straight year, every NCAA women's championship game is on the networks of ESPN. For more information, go to ncaa.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships. Squaring up. Meyer, kick.
Same
and
play,
another,
other side.
Yeah, another triple for Nelson. And Jackrabbit fans are starting to feel a little better about things.
It's such a long game. The three ball just changes how quickly people can come back.
Good defense inside. Johnson thought she had a gimme. Instead, we're going the other way. Jackrabbits looking to add to a 6-0 run.
And South Dakota State has been very, very intentional about going to the low post to Meyer every time down for a while, trying to get the defense to collapse. You know, if they don't, she gets a one-on-one matchup, and if they do, she's kicking out for three-point shots, getting her a quick blow now.
Nelson with 8 points in this quarter alone. She gives you 8 a game, and she has brought this South Dakota State team back. Ball swinging around the perimeter. 7 on the shot clock for Paige Meyer. Hopp's got to put it up.
I think she should have shot the first one.
Good transitional defense for the Jacks. Spinning with the left hand, not there. Good board by Byam, and here comes South Dakota State.
They got a number. They got 5-on-4 right now.
And Crisp, who just checks in, picks up the foul.
Well, Tori Nelson getting behind the three-point line has got South Dakota State back in the game. Knocks it down from the right side. Well, let's do it on the other side. Balance the floor. 3 from each side.
Here at the Kennel in Spokane, Utah leading South Dakota State 27-13. Coming up at halftime, Doug in the studio. Kelsey and company will give us the goods on Caitlin Clark and Iowa. Hawkeyes rolling on. Syracuse outlasting Arizona in at Dandy.
And I think if South Dakota State can get a little bit more momentum like they've done in the last couple of minutes, we could try to turn this one into a dandy too. We thought it would be from the start. I think the foul situation kind of threw them off. They got Meyer, you know, back in the game, played her with her 2 fouls, and they've gotten a little bit of rhythm. We'll see how long she sits on the bench right now, or if he's trying to get himself to halftime. Coach Johnston. 2
early charges going against Brooklyn Meyer. Had to sit through a lot of this first half. Nelson picking up the scoring load for South Dakota State, and 27-15. Yeah,
and you make some free throws.
Yep.
You know, they've had their opportunities, and now they just need to get your confidence going a little bit.
Utah has been on a bit of a scoring drought, allowing South Dakota State to feel a little bit better about this game. At one point, it was a 20-point lead for the Utes. Turnover, nope, Young saves it.
She traveled first.
Yes, she did.
Great post-up play, great hustle to get the ball back on the cutter down the lane. The weak side defense got themselves all the way in the paint, take away the easy cut.
Healy's had a couple of errant passes that has hurt the team's cause. Mathewitz, and now Paige Meyer off the pick. Air ball.
She's just laughing coming back. She goes, I can't believe I did that.
Paige Meyer.
It won't change her confidence, though.
No, heck no. When you score 20-plus points for the last 6 games, you're going to keep shooting. You're going to keep doing your thing. Wilkie, long, rimming out. Saving it is Paige Meyer. She'll get it right back. Utah hasn't scored since the 7:18 mark. Fading away, not there. Offensive rebound, pinging around, and it'll belong to Utah.
Well, it's interesting. South Dakota State has tried to put Peely as the defender in pick and rolls because she doesn't come out and extend herself. She kind of hangs back in what we call a drop coverage. But when Myers come off, she really hasn't looked to shoot it right there, especially since she shot the little air ball. If you're going to run that stuff, you just got to, hey, shoot the next one.
Brooklyn Meyer and Tori Nelson back onto the floor for South Dakota State. Let's see if Utah can break the ice. Another turnover for the Utes. Those are killing them right now.
Wasted opportunities.
Yep.
They've had Peely sealed on the block, and when she's had it herself, she's had some errant passes.
27-15. Utah with the lead. The Utes with 4 turnovers this quarter alone. So that 20-point lead has been shrinking.
Well, and there's a little bit of a size mismatch problem right here for Utah. They're going to have to get Johnson back in the game to match up on Meyer. Young is too small to guard her down there, and they don't want Peely guarding her and getting in foul trouble.
Young picks up that foul. Her second, she'll take a seat. Team's 4th. And another foul is going to go against Utah. Lonnie White, her first,
now
team's
we're going
5th.
to the free throw line. I don't know that it's exactly the style that they wanted to use to get back in the game, but they've just kind of done it possession by possession, grinding it a little bit here to get in.
Rimming out is Tori Nelson, the senior out of Minnesota.
Well, right now they're 4 for 9 from the free throw line. That's a wasted opportunity.
South Dakota State usually a lot better from the charity stripe than that. And yeah, when you're clawing from a big deficit, got to have those tosses.
There's the double team again.
Boy, I guess. Vieta, Peely. You can tell that's going the other way, and Peely picks up that foul.
That might have been a little bit of a frustration foul by Peely right there. But the problem with it is we call it the 94-foot foul because you didn't get the play you wanted. You got it out of the double team. It didn't go in. And now you're letting them walk without the clock moving 90 feet down the floor, shoot 2 free throws again.
So here's Byam. Junior out of Wisconsin, 82% free throw shooter. Again, a missed opportunity on a missed toss.
They've missed 6 free throws now. Wish they had them all back, I'm sure.
It was 25-5 Utah with just under 8 minutes to go. The lead now is 10 with 2:30 to go. Peely hesitates, blocked, and a heck of a rejection by Byam. We're going the other way. Paige Meyer, full head of steam.
Oh, Nelson had an opportunity.
And instead throws it away. Oh, man.
If you've just made 2 threes a couple minutes ago, please don't pass that opportunity up again.
Paige knows it too. I just love the demeanor of Coach Johnston, though. He just never gets too high, never gets too low. Peely. Wow.
Held ball, and it's going the other way.
Man, the defense by South Dakota State, the last 2 possessions on Peely.
Here's the drive. Help defender comes, just grabs the ball.
Paige Meyer, known for all that scoring. That was just a heady defensive play. Utah's scoring drought over 5 minutes. Oh man, Hop was open on the cut. Squaring, Brooklyn Meyer, single coverage, good touch, and gets the roll.
That's a nice soft touch. She just has that. And to remind people, we're talking about a sophomore who's the player of the year.
Drought continues for Utah. To the rim.
An all-out effort play by Meyer to make that pass while she was falling down.
Athletic play by Paige Meyer. Check this out, Mike.
She's getting knocked to the floor, just throws it, and then they just attack. There's nobody there that's going to block their shot. There's no shot blocker on the floor right now for Utah other than Johnson. She wasn't in the play.
And that pass, while Paige Meyer has fallen, was a zipper right on the money.
She just has that feel.
Big free throws for Tori Nelson.
The run is now 16-2, I think.
14-0. And Nelson is already in double figures with 11. She gives you 8 a game. She's got 11 already, Tori Nelson. 27-21. Utah has gone ice cold. Jackrabbit fans are up 5 on the shot clock for Deja Young. Does she know it? Does she know it?
Nope.
She sure doesn't. And I'm telling you, the Jackrabbit band is going nuts.
And we got Gonzaga fans going nuts. They're cheering for South Dakota State.
Well, you know they are. Heck yeah, there's that band. 27-21, under a minute to go. At one point, it was 25-5, Utah's lead. Turnovers just killing the Utah cause. Man, Paige Meyer again going to the deck, doing anything she has to do. Lynn Roberts wanted to travel, and instead the foul.
And she just got
teed up. Yep.
So I got screened off, so I don't know if it was a travel or a foul. I haven't seen a replay, but I know that everybody on that Utah bench is frustrated right now, and maybe this would be one of those ones you don't like getting technicals necessarily as a coach, but maybe this turns some things for you too. You know, you don't want to do it late in the game and it's a tight game. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see a walk. I think the debate would be between a held ball and a foul. And then Lynn Roberts just did what a lot of coaches do.
Wilkie gets dinged for that foul.
I've never done that.
No, Mike, I wasn't even going to go there. Another missed free throw for South Dakota State, but it is 27-22. And now 2 more for Mathewitz.
Well, we have the 2 for the technicals and 2 for the foul.
My goodness, again to remind you, 25-5 with just under 8 to go in the quarter.
And here's the other punitive thing about college basketball versus pro basketball. The technical now gives the ball back to South Dakota State. So basically, if they knock down a 3, theoretically it could turn into a 7-point play. Now it won't because they missed some free throws.
Well, now you're asking me to do some math, pal.
Yeah.
Don't know. Mike. All right.
It won't be a 7-point play now because of the misses, but that it had the potential for that.
Shot clock off, game clock at 21 right here. A chance for South Dakota State to claw ever closer or tie with the triple. What a crazy turn of events this has been. Got to do something here. Good defense by Wilkie. Let's see if Wilkie can put it up in time. Good D by Wilkie allows Utah to salvage the 3-point lead going to the halftime. 27-24 Utah. Time to go to the studio now with Kelsey Riggs. Utah leading by 3. We got ourselves a game, folks. Welcome back to the NCAA Women's Championship presented by Capital One Gonzaga University. That's where we are. Second game of our first round action today. Utah had a commanding lead. Mike Thibault at one point by 20. Now, though, leading South Dakota State only by 3. Very interesting turn of events. It
really is. Tale of 2 quarters. I said the 3 balls will be flying. They're flying, but they're not going in. You know, South Dakota State was in a deep hole early, got down, I think, 14 or 15, and it just was, or actually was more than that. It was 25-5. It was 20. And then things changed. The defense changed. They got aggressive, South Dakota State. They went after Alyssa Pili on the block. Nobody has scored for Utah since the 7:13 mark of the second quarter, and she was the last one to score. And now here we are. You know, we're gonna see what happens with the defense the second half. Okay, time for our Get More, brought to you by Geico. South Dakota State's defense, man, pretty good. Well, here it is. I mean, they're stepping in front, block shots, aggressive rebounding, double team, cutters taken away, block shots. 2 defenders, forces a quick shot and a block shot to finish it. That's tough defense for South Dakota State, and they're right back in this game. There's a good look at Pili leading everybody wearing Utah gear with 10 points. Game summary. You look at that run by South Dakota State in the last 7.5. That tells you all you need to know. And South Dakota State probably kicking themselves for the free throws they did miss. Boy, have they been to the free throw line a lot more than Utah as the third quarter commences. Let's see if the Utes can fix that scoring drought. Not yet. Third quarter underway. And Pili had a good look there. Can't argue with that one. Probably getting tired of being double teamed too. Let her fly from beyond the arc, yes, and she has extended that range where the three-pointer is a weapon. Really good interior defense by Utah to take that ball away. Here's Vieta. She has been quiet at this point. Pili. She got great position again. Just rushed the shot a little bit. Looked like maybe a Jackrabbit got a hand on that initial foray by Pili before she corralled it and then was short. Brooklyn Meyer. Double dribble. Ball got hung up there trying to get control of the ball back. Pili really hunkering down on defense. And it was interesting. That's the first possession, I think, that I can remember that Pili was the primary defender on Meyer. Brooklyn Meyer with the 2 fouls. Vieta has got 2 fouls. Lefty not there. Well, Wilkie wanted the jump ball. Instead, she's going to pick up her second, team's first. It's amazing how quickly psychologically momentum can change, because for the first 5 minutes of this game, I think South Dakota State was shell-shocked. And now it's the other way around. Utah can't make a shot. They look at their misses, shake their heads.
Nearly a 9-minute drought for Utah. Meyer is short on that shot. Can the Utes get things going?
And a hold. Great run up the middle of the floor by Peely to get position before the defense gets set.
Vieta read that well. Byam with the hold, her first, team's first. Boy, that's kind of a garbage play, but Peely mops up, huh?
It was actually pretty good defense to deflect it, but it went right back to Peely.
Unlucky for South Dakota State. That ends a long drought by Utah. Meyer kicks it. Mathewitz back rim and off. Peely with the monster block out, but the ball falls into the hands of Byam. How did that stay out, Mike?
It's just spun around. I mean, we've had several of those.
Basket didn't want it. Yeah. Wilkie, aggressive, takes it right at Meyer and scores.
And that might be the answer a little bit. Not that Wilkie's necessarily the answer, but to go with different things offensively to get more attacks to the rim.
Nelson, aggressive, but Peely got her.
Well, Wilkie catches it off the handoff from Johnson, just keeps going. There's nobody there. Easy lay-in.
Peely picks up her second moments ago. Nelson will go to the line. Heck of a game so far for Tori Nelson, the senior out of Minnesota. And another missed free throw for the Jackrabbits.
It's crazy. I mean, they're a terrific free throw shooting team. And right now they're 11 for 19, I think. 11 for 19.
Boy, just leaving points on the floor. 31-25.
Little reach-in foul there. Mathewitz.
So Mathewitz picks up her second. Team's second. Peely stepping through, not there, stays with it, but Meyer grabs it. Nelson. Quick hands by Vieta. Ooh. Pagemeyer avoids the turnover, picks it up right before the midcourt line was going to turn that thing over. Meyer, nothing there, lots of contact into the hands of Johnson, and here come the Utes. McQueen. Boy, how aggressive has Wilkie been going to the cup and drawing the fouls?
I think she's figured out that because there's so much attention being paid to Peely, that there are driving lanes right now. You're getting some space.
Nelson with that foul, her first, team's third. Wilkie, the veteran, doing a nice job of recognizing those lanes. Boy, that was a tough angle, Mike. Nothing there.
That was actually good defense by one teammate on another. Johnson got in the way of a great pass.
So Utah lucky to avoid the turnover there. Vieta will inbound. Peely, three-pointer. Man.
She's not going to stop shooting. I mean, that's what she does.
You score over 2,000 points in your career, you don't stop, and nobody's asking you to. 34-25. Nice start to the third quarter for Utah. Mathewitz looking for help. There's the pick. Wilkie has been so aggressive, jump-starting this Utah offense.
She really has.
And Coach Johnston wants a timeout.
Well, Wilkie has jump-started his team. She's been aggressive. And here we are again in the passing lanes, driving it down the lane, forcing a South Dakota State timeout.
Back at the kennel here on the campus of Gonzaga University, it's Utah 36, South Dakota State 25. Heck of a start for the Utes to begin the third quarter. And time now for our star stories brought to you by Honda.
Well, on the South Dakota State side, Tori Nelson has kept them in the game. 12 points, knocking down a couple threes. They're going to need more of that. Alyssa Pilley has finally got going again in the third quarter. She had gone cold for most of the second quarter, but now has knocked down a couple shots, and they've got a little bit of their momentum back.
Get a load of this. Nelson is 3 for 4 from the field. The rest of the team, South Dakota State, 3 for 24. Ouch. All alone, hesitating and scoring. Johnson.
Another high-low situation where Pilley is the distributor at the top of the floor. Johnson's had a quietly very good game because she's done a good job defensively on Meyer.
There's Brooklyn Meyer and one, draws the foul.
I jinxed her.
The NCAA Men's Basketball Championship second round continues tomorrow on CBS, TBS, TNT, and True TV. For more information on tournament game, times, networks, go to ncaa.com.
Well, that's a good result from a timeout by South Dakota State because they weren't getting much of anything. And I just gave Johnson a compliment for her defense, and then Meyer went right back at her. Now we're going back the other way.
There's the kick. Wilkie backs it out. Plenty of time now for Vieta. There's the high pick from Johnson. Whistle blows, the play dead. We'll take a quick timeout. Utah with the 10-point lead. Good start to the second quarter for the Utes. First round action continues in Spokane. 5th-seeded Utah leading 12th-seeded South Dakota State 38-28. Familiar fan in the stands for both South Dakota State and Utah. There's the great Drew Gilton. Mike, she was the glue of the Utah backcourt for so many years before transferring to South Dakota State last year for her final year. Wanted to be with friends and family. There she is, wearing that divided t-shirt. She was a great one.
I don't know if I could ever handle the emotion that goes with two teams at once. That would be hard. I was thinking about having to coach, against my son or somebody, or that's hard. But they've handled it real well. I like the split jersey.
Me too. Lynn Roberts gave Drew her blessing, said, yeah, go home, enjoy that last year, be with your fiance, be with your family. And man, Coach Johnston loved every second of having Drew Gilton on his team. Right out of the chutes there, there's the much needed triple Vieta.
And she's done a great job of staying out of foul trouble after those two early ones. So now she can be a little bit more aggressive at both ends.
A couple of triples for Vieta. She's got the 6 points. Another double-digit lead for Utah. Good footwork by Meyer. Another and one opportunity for the Jackrabbits.
It'll be interesting to see now that she's gotten going. Here she is down the block. They didn't double team this time. She got one-on-one coverage and spun back to get her shot. They may have to come back and double team her a little bit like they did early in the game. Make her give it up to somebody else.
So Johnson picks up that foul. It's her third. (41-31). Much needed three-point play, this time from Brooklyn Meyer. She's doing a good job of avoiding that foul trouble.
She really has, especially when it's so physical inside.
Dumping it high-low, easy pickings for Pilley.
I think we should see a steady diet of that probably from Utah for a while.
17 points now for Pilley. Slick play by Nelson to avoid Pilley. Wilkie cut off by Colbeck. Here's Vieta. 43-33, 3:25 left to go in the third quarter. Wilkie spins, Wilkie, and the late whistle. She'll go to the line. For the 4th straight year, every single NCAA Women's Championship game is on the networks of ESPN. For more information, go to ncaa.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships. Kolbeck, by the way, picks up that foul, sending Wilkie to the line. Team's 5th foul. Wilkie, the transfer from Wisconsin. Good free throw shooter. Hits them both.
Utah starting to get that little bit of separation again. South Dakota needs to answer pretty quickly here.
Deja Young back on the court. South Dakota State expending so much energy getting back into this thing after trailing by 20, dominating the second quarter, but Utah reasserts itself here in the 3rd frame. Wild shot. Brooklyn Meyer chases down the errant shot by Paige Meyer, no relation, and Wilkie picks up that foul, her 3rd.
And now it's a free throw contest a little bit for the rest of the period.
Both teams in the bonus.
It's interesting right there. I thought that South Dakota State, although they ended up with a good play, missed an opportunity to go directly to Meyer. She got Young checked in against her, and that was a mismatch in the first half.
Foul going to go to Young instead of Wilkie. Brooklyn Meyer, you mentioned it, just a sophomore, to be player of the year and defensive player of the year at that young age, if you will.
And she's just starting to work on some of the other parts of her game. Right now, she's primarily a low post player, but she's working on trying to extend it, be more, versatile, pick and pop versus pick and roll, but she's a good one.
Brooklyn Meyer in double figures. Averages 17 points, nearly 8 boards a game to lead in both categories.
Peely is begging for the ball. I don't know why they don't throw it to her.
And now in traffic, turnover. And here comes Paige Meyer. She's got Vieta to beat. What a nice finish by Paige Meyer.
And probably a good decision by Vieta not to foul, give up a layup to stay on the floor.
I think that was really smart, Mike. I'm with you. South Dakota State will not go away. Sweeping in, tough angle is McQueen.
They got to get back. Great hustle by McQueen to get back.
Peely by herself. No way in the world is Hop going to stop that. Defense turning into offense. Wilkie almost with another pick.
She's been very, very aggressive defensively, trying to get in passing lanes, helping. That's got to be something right there.
Bodies flying. We're going to go the other way. Back rim and off. Kolbeck, easiest board she'll have all day. 49-37, Utah with the lead. 1:20 left to go in this 3rd quarter. One dominated by the Utes. Meyer, and now Kolbeck. And again, contact, nothing called, run out.
Ooh.
McQueen squeezes it in.
McQueen's been everywhere. She and Wilkie have brought an energy to this game that Utah badly needed when things went bad.
McQueen with 10 points, what she gives you every night. That's good hustle play by Young.
Young, as I said, giving up that size, having to circle, front, move, make passes into the post, very difficult.
Johnson and White returning to the Utah lineup. Byam in for South Dakota State. The lead is 14 for the Utes with under 50 seconds to play in this 3rd quarter. Here's Paige Meyer. Welcome to the 1,000 point club, kiddo. Happy for you. That's great, Paige Meyer. You have just been an absolute stud for this program. 1,000 points and counting. Well done.
And they're going to need a lot more as they go through.
Boy, I love the way she plays, though.
That was great patience right there to get that.
Vieta thought she might put a little step back move and shot up. Instead, here's Young. draws the foul, and Young will go to the line.
Young will never be accused of not being aggressive. She's aggressive at both ends. She works her butt off on the defensive end, getting deflections and circling and trying to draw charges. But on the offensive end, she attacks the basket.
Young, one of 5 1,000-point scorers for this Utah bunch. Johnson, McQueen, Peely, Young, and Neepkins. And oh, are the Utes missing the great Gianna Neepkins.
Yeah, she's one of my favorite players. And her loss, they were 7-1 when she got hurt. And it's been tough.
What she was doing before she goes down with that foot injury had everybody in Salt Lake City thinking this could be a Final Four team. Still could be, but man, that's tough sledding without Neepkins.
It really is.
16.5 left to go in the third. Ross not able to stop Paige Meyer. There's the dump. Well done.
Nice
Jenna
touch
Hopp.
on the rim. Oh, Lord.
All right, so Reese Ross is down with 1.1 left. Is going to be helped to her feet by teammates McQueen and Vieta. Ross from Rapid City, South Dakota. Same high school as Drew Gilton, St. Thomas More.
And she's limping off the floor.
Yep. So that'll do it. 53-41. The Utes with the lead. The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Heading into the fourth and final quarter, perhaps. Utah leading South Dakota State 53-41. First round action continuing from the McCarthy Athletic Center in Spokane. Let's check out tonight's game track, brought to you by Invesco QQQ.
Well, here's a telling stat. I mean, South Dakota State shoots a lot of threes normally, relies on them. Not as many as Utah normally does, but they're not making them. They're not getting very many opportunities to shoot it either. Utah's defense has been very stifling. At the free throw line, it's been the other way around, but we've left a few at the line there for South Dakota State. They wish they could have some of those back. 15 for 23.
Fourth quarter underway, another uphill climb for the Jackrabbits. A team that comes into regional play with 21 straight victories. Aggressive take and stick by Paige Meyer.
Now they need to string it together a couple stops in a row. Have a chance maybe here with Peely not in the game. Can't let somebody else get going. Get caught in a bad switch. Oh, Utah, you let them switch back.
Ball and play whistled dead.
We got a foul, I think, after the shot was taken in the lane. I think we had a moving block out.
I think you're right. Looks like Byam picks up that foul. She does. It's her third. Team's first.
Great pass.
Boy, another inside the paint job by Utah. They're dominating in that department.
Well, that's what we call a U-turn pass. What they came is they got the switch in the pick and roll, let it roll down, get the mismatch, throw it back to the same side so you can take advantage of the mismatch.
Rimming out. Good board by Johnson. Vieta wants to push pace. Now it'll be Wilkie. Jab step, hesitation, almost loses it. Deja Young three. That rims out.
Aaron Johnson didn't like what he saw last couple possessions.
So 55-43, Utah with the lead. We are early in the fourth quarter, still anybody's game, but the Utes with the lead. Updated bracket Regional 4 in Portland Pod. We know that Texas and Alabama have advanced. They will play tomorrow. Earlier today, Mike, Gonzaga rolls past Irvine 75-56. They'll play the winner of this game going on right now.
Yeah, so, and, you know, right now it looks like Utah, but South Dakota State trying to find a way to hang in. You know, it shows you this little graphic here that you can find good players anywhere. It doesn't matter whether you're from a city with millions of people or you're from one of the smallest towns, because look at those towns. 60 players, you find them towns of 51, 53, 935. There's good basketball everywhere, and if you're good enough, coaches will find you and you will get a scholarship if you can play.
Well, that's a great point, Mike, and Johnston knows how to recruit anywhere. Loves the region that you were talking about, that three-state region, but he'll go 1A, 2A, 3A. It doesn't matter. Johnston will find you and he'll develop you. Here's Young, the drive and kick. That's really good defense inside by Hop.
Well, Young puts her head down and goes. I'm assuming that it was called because she was already up in the air, but I might beg to differ with that one a little bit.
All right. All the while and all the same, it's the fourth foul on Young. The lead is 12 for Utah. Long way to go in this one. Mathewitz, three ball, looks good, is good.
They could use a couple of those right now in the next couple minutes.
This game is a long way from being over. That triple was mighty big. A lot of fans here wearing blue, and they're feeling a little better after that three ball. Travel, yeah, that's good defense inside by Colbeck.
2 stops in a row coming out of the timeout.
Back on the floor is McQueen. Peely back onto the floor as well. Stretch run time, Mike Thibault.
Well, I have a feeling you're going to go see a Brookmeyer post up here.
Boy, she wants it. That's a great call, Mike, and I think Johnson picks up her fourth.
She's been the primary defender all night.
Johnson, the junior out of Minnesota.
And the problem is the person that was her sub for Young also has 4 sitting over on the bench.
You got to be smart now. That's a great cut by Nelson. Extra pass. Nothing there at all for Colbeck.
I think I would have liked Nelson staying behind the 3-point line on the other side. Skip pass, that's a shot she's made a couple times today.
The ebbs and flows of this game, Mike, been really interesting.
High ball screen here.
There's the answer. McQueen splashes it home.
Well, as many threes as she's made tonight, or shots she's made, I don't know that you can go under on that pick and roll.
Can Nelson counter? Not there. Brooklyn Meyer with the offensive board. And here's Paige Meyer. Going against Vieta. Not there. Ball tipped into the hands of Mathewitz. South Dakota State looking to reload. They're going to get their 4th chance to score in this possession. Hands in the lane. Peely coming at you hard. One extra dribble costs her.
There it is.
Oh man, and right now Nelson is just kicking herself.
They had exactly what they needed. Peely was late getting back down the floor from being on the floor, and they had 5-on-4, found the right person.
Layup missed by Nelson. She hasn't missed much. Look at that pick by Peely. Oh, you're going to feel that in the morning. Dumping it inside Peely. Quick release, you bet.
If she gets you there with 2 feet in the paint, you're done.
Butkus and Baryshnikov, I'm telling you, she's strong and she's got the footwork, doesn't she?
Yes, she does.
Oh, the strength of Alyssa Peely. Transfer from USC. One of the best stories in women's college basketball this year, and there's been a bunch of them. Brooklyn Meyer. Wait a second. Charge is going to go against Meyer. Everybody waiting in bated breath fashion as Brenda Pantoja makes the call.
Well, she's going to go to her left shoulder as best she can, right hand. That's really good defense. That's good position. I think that's a great call.
Wow. So instead of fouling out Jenna Johnson, you hold your ground, and now Paige Meyer picks up that foul. Mike, I think that's her third. Excuse me, Brooklyn Meyer, my bad.
Yeah, she's gone a long time without getting the other. She got 2 right off the bat tonight.
You're right. McQueen, that's good help defense by Byam. Brooklyn Meyer skies for that rebound.
Does a good job of protecting it with all the people coming around to try to take it from her.
Taking it right at Peely is Paige Meyer.
Well, when you play against Utah, you can get enough advantages if you get them spread out to go to the rim. They don't have a lot of great shot blockers.
Blocked by Brooklyn Meyer.
That was a hard foul. A hard fall, not foul. Hard fall. Well, you got nothing left, nothing to lose. Brooklyn Meyer has been everywhere. That's right there is why she was the Defensive Player of the Year in the Summit.
Comes into this tournament with 60 blocks. Leads the club in so many categories, including rejections.
Nice soft touch. Yes.
Man.
We're seeing every facet of Peely's game. We've seen the 3, we've seen the pull-up, we've seen the drop-step power moves, and that little floater is just one more piece to her offensive game.
23 points now for Peely. 2 over her season average of 21. 18th 20-point game of the season for Peely. Brooklyn Meyer goes flying. She'll go to the line.
I think that's Peely's 3rd foul.
That's her 3rd, yep. Team's 3rd. Brooklyn Meyer to the line. Again, Peely sitting on those 23 points, not even close to her career high. 37 points 2 times this year alone, Mike, including South Carolina.
I witnessed that one in person.
South Carolina and USC. Peely drops the 37 against both of those clubs. Goodness sakes. Wrap around. Peely avoids the jump ball and the tie-up. And Peely, I think, got popped in the face as Byam picks up her 4th.
It was an aggressive double team. Yeah,
Lonnie White.
White's in pain over there. That was a hard fall that she took on the baseline.
Oh, you see the pain that Lonnie White is in, favoring that wrist. In tears on the bench. $62-49. Oh, the execution of the Utes right there.
Great back cut. Read the defense, felt the pressure.
17 points now for McQueen. Her career high is 22. Brooklyn Meyer loses it, and there's the frustration foul that's going to go against Hop.
South Dakota State is starting to run out of time if they can't convert on those kind of possessions.
Clock is definitely in Utah's favor, and the offensive foul is going to go against McQueen, I believe.
Not sure if they called it on Peely.
Was it on Peely? Yep, good one, Mike.
4th.
Yep. You got to be careful if you're Peely. 3.5 minutes, still a lot of time as Byam chucks it up and in. The Utes having advanced to the Sweet 16 last year, losing in heartbreak fashion to LSU in the final seconds. And we know what LSU did down the stretch to win that championship. Utah went toe-to-toe with them, had a chance to win it, missed free throws at the end. That was then, this is now. They're just looking to advance to the second round.
It's always interesting to look back at the end of a tournament to teams that win it to see what kind of games they had to pull out to win a championship.
Vieta hustle play, big time. Saves it, but there's only 4 on the shot clock. Peely. Oh, the bank for Peely. Poetic, poetic.
And not even a smile. Triple team that time.
29 now for Peely. The lead has ballooned for Utah. Impressive second half for the Utes, Mike, after what South Dakota State did in the second quarter to get back in it.
That was a heat check.
What a great rebound by Wilkie. Vieta thinks twice. Utah wants to bring it out and use clock, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, right now, if they just use the clock on every possession, it's going to be hard for South Dakota State to do anything.
Vieta, now 1 on the shot clock. You got to put it up.
And a great rebound by Wilkie.
I'm telling you, to start the third quarter, after what Utah did, kind of kicking the tires and curb going into the half, Wilkie was the one that jump-started things.
Yeah, she was aggressive going to the basket. She was aggressive in passing lanes, knocking balls loose. She came up with offensive rebounds. You know, it's one of those box scores you're going to look around and say, okay, she had 6 points, but, you know, she's got 4 rebounds. She gets a couple steals. She got a couple assists.
Wilkie starting the last 12 games, counting this one. You know, when Izzy Palmer went down with that injury, Wilkie had to share point guard duties with Vieta, and that took her away from her natural role as the 2 guard. Well, now Vieta's just playing a ton of minutes, and Wilkie's back to that natural role.
Exactly, and it's freed up her mind in Coach Roberts' words yesterday. You know, you don't have to think about as many things. You just play. Point guards have a lot of responsibility.
The Utes with a bunch of players playing with the 4 fouls, but time is definitely in their favor. Poke checked away from behind. Wilkie, 3-ball, Mathewitz, rimming out. Here's Paige Meyer. She's just been so clever. Utah tries to go for the strip. At this point, you kind of just need to let them shoot, Mike.
Yep, you don't need to foul them. You don't need to stop the clock. If they make a layup, you take it and try to use up another 20 or 30 seconds, or see if they're going to come foul you and put you on the line.
Wilkie with that foul. Free throws the rest of the way for both clubs. Another missed free throw. That's one of the storylines for this Jackrabbit club.
It's been tough. I mean, you're talking about a team that, you know, has been a fairly good free throw shooting team. Not great, but pretty good. And they just left a lot there tonight.
Utah in command, 68-52.
That's a bad shot.
Man,
19 seconds left on the shot clock. You're trying to run it out.
Lynn will have something to say about that in the locker room afterwards, but it's been a dominant second half for Utah. South Dakota State 21-game win streak will come to an end.
Another foul. You don't need the foul.
Vieta picks up her 3rd.
We got the hockey line subs coming for South Dakota State.
Yep, here comes the cavalry.
Hey, it's a respect to those people on the floor right now who have gotten them this far. They've had a great, great season. And
tip of the cap to the veterans that will take a seat. What a great run for this Jackrabbit club. You know, they'll take on anybody anytime, will the Jackrabbits. Their non-conference schedule is absolutely brutal. And then they hit conference play, Mike, and South Dakota State, for the 2nd consecutive year, does not lose in conference play.
Yeah, it's an incredible record. I think it's 34-0 right now in conference play the last 2 years, or 36-0, 34 or 36-0.
Well, 47 straight regular season games they have won. 47 straight. And great to see Lonnie White back in after injuring her wrist. And hats off to you, Jackrabbits. We'll see you again in the NCAA tournament, I'll bet, next year, because that's what you do. But Utah, Mike, they took a punch from South Dakota State and delivered 1, 2, 3 of their own in this second half.
They did a great job at halftime of regrouping and getting their mojo back. And everybody on the Utah bench yelled, "No foul."
Yeah. A lot of folks wearing Utah red, up and cheering. And the buzzer will tell you that this thing is in the books. Lynn Roberts shaking the hands of the Jackrabbits and Utah, knowing they had their hands full with this South Dakota State club, that's for sure.
Utah's got a lot to take from this game too. They had some great performances, and they had some things that they got to think about to adjust for Monday night. But the way they got re-energized here in the second half and got Peely going, the defense they played against South Dakota State, a great way to get yourself ready for the next round.